Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is White Rice Wednesday, and it's time for my Survivor recap. So to recap on today's episode, they're dealing with the fact that Ron got blindsided last week, so now Julie lost an alliance member, and Rick is still public enemy number one. Like, he has to go. And it looks like he almost has like the arc like bended in his season. And the only difference is that when Rick's actually playing a very smart game. I personally don't like Devins, but like, I'm neutral. I don't like him, but he's not my favorite. I don't know. Yeah, he's not my favorite person, but I don't not like him. I'm neutral. So he's playing a smart game, and everyone does have a right to be afraid, because if they sit next to Devins in the final three, he definitely has a good chance at winning. So with Devins being on the bottom, he's playing smart and going out there to look for idols. And he finally finds one. So congrats, Devins, on finding another hidden immunity idol. And the only difference, I think that time he was asleep when he found it. Could be wrong though. But they actually attempted to go look. They actually attempted to watch him, whereas during Ben's season, they just let him go off and everything. And of course, that's how he won. Who would let somebody go out and find idols? So at least you could say that they tried to stop him. There's a bit of a divide with Devon's on the bottom and Julie's alliance member gone. They're together. Aurora has always been on the outs these past couple episodes, so it's not really clear where she lies. It seems like Gavin and Victoria are like this, and Lauren also seems with them, but she's also seems to be close with Julie. So it's anybody's game at this point. I'm really surprised that none of the girls have fought to just take out the guys and have it be all girls left in the game. They couldn't do that, granted, because Devins won immunity tonight, but they could have easily got rid of Gavin. So the reward challenge, they're playing to go in a helicopter and have a survivor dinner. And the reward challenge, they had to it was that challenge where they had to throw the ball up in the air and get it to land. And it ended up being, at the first part of it, I thought was interesting, because they had to throw it up, it had to go down a ramp, and they had to jump through these obstacles, and they had to be able to catch it at the end. So I thought that was pretty fun to watch. Hard to do, but fun to watch. So Gavin ended up winning the reward, and he took Victoria and took Lauren. And Aurora was upset because she hasn't been on rewards either. So they understood why they took Victoria, but didn't understand why Lauren was chosen. But that's the game of Survivor. So when we get to the immunity challenge, it's a puzzle game. It's a 6-word phrase, and they basically have to gather their tiles, and they have to hold them together while going through these two beams, and they have to solve the phrase. And it looked like it was going to be anyone's game at this point, but then Jeff unknowingly kind of gave one of the words away. I guess it wasn't his fault, but right then and there, it looked like it was either going to be Devins or Aurora, and Devins actually won immunity. So yeah, he is kicking ass. So not only does he have the immunity idol, he also has, not only does he have immunity, but he has a hidden immunity idol. So he's in a pretty powerful position right now. So he realizes, though, that he needs to have alliance members going forward, and he really wants to work with Julie, and he sees that she's somebody that he could definitely sit next to in the finals. And he definitely sees that, what I mentioned before, how Gavin and company are together. Lauren, though, is close to Julie, because Victoria mentioned how she wants to get rid of Julie, but Lauren doesn't. She would rather get rid of Aurora, and Victoria doesn't think that that's a good move. So when it comes to tribal, even though Devins has immunity, All the attention is focused on him. They're kind of mentioning what I've already mentioned, that who the alliance members are, and who is on the outs. And Devins knows he's on the outs. Aurora knows she's on the outs. I mean, her name's been brought up so many times at Tribal Council. And one of the best things to watch this season was Devins pulls his idol out and says he's going to play this for Julie when the time comes. And it's very risky for the other guys because, for one thing, they don't know if it's a fake idol or not, because, as Aurora said, it's in the same wrapping as his last one, so he could have easily just saved it and created an idol. And he was gone for a long period, so it is possible that he could have, while he was in the jungle, it is possible he could have created a hidden immunity idol. So they don't know until it's time to read the votes, that if it's fake or not. So they all go to vote, and Rick decides not to play his idol, and ended up being Aurora that got sent home. And yeah, Aurora said, I cannot believe that they fell for that. But it's a gamble. You don't know what the move is. You didn't know if it was a fake idol or a real idol. I don't know. But I will say Aurora did play a great game. I definitely would have liked to see her in the final 3. But, it's a game of Survivor. You move on. I am wondering, though, I think next week is the finale, so I'm very curious to see who's going to come back from the edge of extinction and how that's going to shake things up. So, should be interesting. Oh, and before I end my video, I thought that this week's episode, they're going to have the last Edge of Extinction challenge to get back in the game. Turns out that's not the case. They read letters that they wrote to themselves before the game started, and it was almost empowering in a way, because it reminds them why they're out here and what they're playing for. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Survivor. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Till next time, stay regal.